Hello everybody, and welcome to the Chroma Bloom and Blight October development update. So, let's just get right into it, right? We want to talk about what has changed over the past month, what work has been done, and we're just going to go through it. Now, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of in-client stuff today. And I really want you guys to keep in mind that it's all very much still work in progress, right? Like, that's what we're doing here. We're doing development updates, meaning everything is in development. Okay? Cool. All right. Glad that that's clear now. I mean, like, literally everything I will show you is work in progress, but you get the idea. Something I'm also going to show you today, well, not really show you, but I'm going to, like, read it to you, is I'm going to show you a little bit of the lore. Because we are spending a lot of time and effort on making sure that we have like a nice, like setting for all of these characters and for this world. So it feels like it all fits together and it matters. And, it's just like this nice, cohesive experience. And I think it's time to start introducing you guys to a little bit of it. So anyway, let's get into it. First, we've got some general stuff. So, it's great points, contracts and logo. What do I mean with contracts? Well, over the past month, I've been setting up a contract to use for investments. And at this point, I would like to, as always, point out that we're still open to taking on investments if you're interested, right? As I mentioned, contract is pretty much done. So that means that at this stage, it's going to be very quickly. Like, if you want to come in, we can get you in, we can get you signed pretty much immediately, right? So the contracts are done. That was something that was like a little bit of a pain in the ass. Well, they are not quite done yet, but they're like this close to being done, like really. And yeah, so like that's one thing that we're talking about there. And then the second thing is logo. We have been working on our logo because, like as a game, we're going to need a cool logo. We're going to need something that makes us stick out a little bit. And we've been working on that. And well, I'm about to show you our current draft of it. Please, again, keep in mind, this is still all work in progress, but this is what it looks like. I personally like it a lot. I think it's got like some really strong visual elements. It's maybe a little bit dark for what I'm personally going for, and maybe a little bit too metally. But that's still something we can continue improving on. For now, I think it looks really, really good. I think it's nice and exciting, and also it's got kind of like a unique feel to it, right? So yeah, that is what we're currently doing here. Again, still working on it, still going to continue improving it. But with the current state of it, I am fairly happy with it. And I think it's also something that's unique, right? Like it really does kind of stand out a bit, which is always great. So next up, 2D art and lore. Last time we kind of did those points separated, but today I want to like bring them together. Right, so we've been, of course, continuing on with the 2D art and the lore. Have been developing that. And something that we've spent a lot of time on in the past month is developing the races and the factions specifically. So we've been like kind of making concept art and just kind of like general ideas and have written down like different lore pieces on various factions and races in the world, and I'm gonna show you 2 of those today. Then I also have just general card art progress and then some placeholder artwork that's kind of funny that I want to show you. But yeah, let's get started. So the first kind of like the first race that we have out of the like our fantasy world here, which by the way, I do want to kind of like make one thing clear, that Chroma takes place in like a completely original world, right? Like, you might think it's fantasy, so there's orcs and elves. There's no orcs, there's no elves, there's no dwarves. Like, that doesn't exist. We have our own thing, and I think it's really cool. So that's why I want to introduce you to it. The first thing here is we have the Cur. The Cur, they also often call the dog people of Eric's, which, we got a little bit of artwork right here. And let me kind of just tell you a little bit about where the Cur come from. And yeah, so this is just kind of like a little bit of an excerpt from the lore, right? As it was written to describe this species. So, Curs are anthropomorphic human-dog hybrids localized in Eric's New Asletsu. The first generation of Curs were transformed in 41 AM. After a border dispute between the city-state Cran Castle and New Asletsu, Cran Castle invaded a small border-adjacent town, Erics and took it over. Shortly into this occupation, however, many of the Eric's natives agreed to receive the aid of Driven, the Hound, a previously rejected Blight mage. Driven transformed those who accepted her assistance into anthropomorphic dog-human hybrids who, now both more athletic and more intimidating, drove out Cran Castle's militia. Though many in Eric celebrate this event as a show of local pride and strength, some who are opposed to the use of Blight view the transformation as a tragedy. Curs are often looked down upon, if not ostracized, by groups such as the Stewards and more anti-Blight members of the God-Beast congregation. And when this is coupled with their low numbers, Curs find themselves at a social disadvantage in much of the world. The notable exception to this is within the Mystic Vanguard, where many Curs find acceptance, if not celebration, of their state. So that's the Cur, right? Like just a little bit of background story. Of course, this is all very much further expanded in the world, right? Quite a bit further expanded. The next thing that I want to show you are the Tayak, which are plant people. I personally really like these guys. I think they're very interesting. So, let's talk a little bit about the Tayak then. The Tayak, or verdant folk, are wild, animated, often anthropomorphic plants. They appeared shortly after the appearance of the verdant star at the bottom of Blooming Bay in 202 AG, and have since created a complex society underwater and a network of land colonies in the surrounding area. The Tayak vary dramatically in their physical forms. Some are naturally inclined to live underwater, while others live above ground. Some have flexible green flesh, and others are made of dark bulk. The Tayak are as varied in appearance as plant life is generally. Having been directly animated by the verdant star, the Tayak possess a natural connection to the Chroma and magic in general. Due to the dual nature of the verdant star, however, many Tayak are predisposed more towards either bloom or blight magics. They rarely excel at both. So just a little bit more about that, so you can, I think, like there's quite a bit of information in there, and you can try and figure out like if there what else there's in there that might be interesting to you. But yeah, I'm not gonna give anything away though. No, we're not gonna do that. So yeah, that's kind of the development there. Right, then of course we've been just making card art. Of course we have to make card art. I'm not gonna show everything right now. I'm just shows free. But we have this bad boy, who is kind of like a fast, aggressive creature that tends to get blown up a lot. So, gets blown up. Then we have the battle standard, a weapon for the front lines. And then finally, it that binds, a lich that gains control over various things. Of course, not only do we have beautiful artwork, we also have development artwork, which is great. I love development artwork. I think everybody appreciates some development artwork. So we've been putting in some placeholder art into the client. Just, so the cards look a bit different from each other. Here credit goes to Mickey for making all of it. And yeah, it's just, it's a work of art. Like, this is really quite fantastic. And yeah, at this point, I want to talk about our 3D art, about the UI and the development, like the programming part of programming side of Chroma. So, prototype 1 of the card is finished and in the client. Now, what we mean with card is we mean the 3D model of it. Now, when I say prototype, I really do mean prototype, right? Again, I do want to stress, like, I'm just kind of like, I'm being very careful here, but like, I just, you guys understand that what I'm about to show you is still very much in development. right? So most of the menu UI is in place as well. And then, of course, we're currently still in the process of adding cards into the game so we can play in the client. Like, that's the big thing. We want to move on from tabletop sim testing to like actual in-client testing. And the current plan for that is to be done within a week or two, right? Like week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. And yeah, that's just kind of on track, right? So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our client. Please be patient with me. Let me go ahead and open that up really quick. And I'm going to scoot it over. All right, scoot it over. All right, come on, Unreal. Unreal's not playing along right now. There we go. Oh, there it is. Hello, here we got it. Here we got our little client. So, first, we have music. We're just gonna kind of let that play in the background. Second, we have a pretty good view of what our general UI will look like. So you can see it's kind of very minimized in terms of like the center of the screen. For most of it, if you enter the main menu, it's just kind of, you know, leaves a lot of space for the atmosphere. We've got our friends list down here in the corner, which is already connected to Steam, right? Tournament, sadly this button doesn't work yet. We have our store, that actually does already work, and you can even like kind of go in here and have a look at this, right? Just kind of like see what that's like. Then, of course, we have our deck builder and Discover. Discover is something that's going to be in the future where you can learn a little bit about our lore, and we're going to have patch notes in there and such. But again, not quite there yet. But the important thing is, deck builder does work. If you go into the deck builder, you can now, and this is where I'm kind of spoiling a bunch of cards, but that's alright, because the cards are not really the most interesting part anyway. But in the deck builder, you can already, go in here and kind of pick out all sorts of different cards, right? These are in the game. You can see they have their card text, they have names, right? They have beautiful artwork, of course. The deck builder also supports filtering and like all, you know, searching for different things. So if I want to make sure I only get purple cards, although some of them are yellow right now, don't ask me why, then I can do that and it will search those out. If I want to go in here and I want to, you know, get rid of all purple cards, and I can do that, and it will do that for me, right? I can filter out for multiple colors. I can filter out for multiple colors and then exclude a specific one. It's pretty neat. You can even filter. You can filter for mana costs. You can filter for card types. So now it's only giving me spells, which is yeah, that's pretty much what we're going for, right? You can even search for specific ones. You can already fully build a deck. If I want to go in here and just kind of like put this together, I am putting together a deck right now. And then I can go in here and I can, you know, kind of like delete them out if I want, right? Maybe I don't want this one, or maybe I want one less of this, or maybe I want to increase it. It's all very nice and easy, very quick to use. Of course, you can also just build a sideboard if you want. And you've got your sideboard here. You can give your deck names and all of that stuff. You can also go in here and select various other characters, but we're gonna leave it at that for now. I am currently not showing you the full functionality of the deck builder. That is very intentional, and that is because I don't want to give too much away, right? Just want to be clear about that in case you're wondering, okay, like it feels like something is missing. It's because I'm intentionally leaving some stuff out, right? That is not me kind of like forgetting or anything like that. Anyway, back in the main menu, here's how you play, or like use the play button. You click on here, and then this menu opens up. There, you select your game mode. You can say I want to play casual, best of one, or, you know, I want to play ranked. I'm going to go and ranked best of 3, and then you got it selected, and then you click Q again. You can also change your deck very easily by just clicking here, and then we'll show you a list of all the decks you currently have. And you just select your deck name, or like the deck that you want to use, and it's nice and easy. I think it's a really nice system. Another thing that I really like about this system is that it's very quick to just kind of like queue again. Let's say I went into a match, right, and I finished my game and I want to just, immediately go for the next match, or I want to change my deck really quick and immediately go for the next match, I just click on here, right? Change out the deck, and then I just double click here, right? By the way, don't worry too much about the loud sound effect that's going to be changed, right? But it's very convenient in terms of how it works. It's just this super fast double click, immediately queue into the next match, designed fully with the intent of letting you play games as quickly as possible with as little downtime between matches. And it's something I think is very valuable, and it's something that I quite like a lot. So yeah. Anyway, we're searching for an opponent. We're not going to find one. We're not going to go into a match right now, because there's nothing new that I really want to show you there, and I might instead we might accidentally show you some stuff that I don't want to show you right now. So we're not going to do that right now, but there's one more thing that I do want to show you. Let me actually go back here really quick. And that is, there we go. We've also been working on the 3D model of our board here, where of course our board is going to have its own 3D model. We're just going to have like a quick glance at it. Right, this surrounding area is currently just kind of like a placeholder, while the mid is being put into place, right? And it's just kind of like slowly taking shape. It's again still very much a work in progress, right? But you can kind of see where it's going and what's happening there, all right? Just kind of like you've got your hand down there, you've got your general board area here. You've got yourself the kind of like like event tracker over here, and your best of 3 indicator and all of those things. But yeah, deck, graveyard, burn zone, all of the good stuff. Cool. Nice. At this point, of course, as always, I want to encourage questions. So does the board change shape / outline when certain cards are played? Oh, well, that's a very specific question. That's a very specific question. I don't know if I can really help you with that. Yeah. Like, not right now. That's not currently the plan. I don't think I'm opposed to it in the future, but like that's just something very far further on in development. So then we got game design and playtesting. So heroes have been changed to make them feel more impactful. Something that I really want from the heroes and Chroma is I want them to feel like they are part of the battle, right? They're like heroes. I'm not really gonna explain how they work if you know, like if you're wondering, but like the idea is that the heroes, like I want them to feel like they're part of the battle, that they're like there to like fight in the battle, and I've been kind of like making some steps into that direction. I'm really happy with it. I made a pretty big change to how they work recently, and I'm actually super happy with the result. So yeah, and then also I have done a mega huge review of all existing cards, where I took all of the 160 cards that currently exist and sat down and reviewed every single one of them, right? Where I wrote a little paragraph of text, like why does this card exist, how is it played, why is it needed, which archetypes does it support, that kind of stuff, right? For every single card, and every card where I couldn't write something, gone. And I'm currently like, you know, replacing those hopefully with better ones. So I feel like that was a really like big thing, very helpful for me, very good for the game design. It took a lot of time though, because, you know, like it's a lot of cards. It's just like a long process. And then going forward, you may recognize the slide from last time, because frankly speaking, nothing's changed from last time. I'll do the same stuff as then. Get our current prototype into the client. That should be ready next time. Then of course, we're going to start playtesting client. We're going to keep making cards. All right, it's a card game after all. We're going to start prepping the Kickstarter, and then hopefully find some more money. As always, if you're interested in investing, you know, we are open, right? And yeah, that's kind of that. So this time around, I hope you know, like, hope this was interesting. It may be a little bit shorter than last time, but frankly speaking, it's just been work, and a lot of the things we're currently tackling are very big projects that just kind of take a while. Like adding all of the cards into the game for them to be playable. That's just a long process. That just, you know, that just takes a month on its own. Like, you know, and because it does take a month, right? Like we started with that at the start of this month, and now we're going to be almost done. And it's just how it goes. It's just, you know, it's just a a long thing. But next month, maybe we can show you even a little bit of gameplay. But no promises. We'll see. Anyway, if anybody got any questions right now, then I'm happy to answer them. But as far as I'm concerned, I am done. And yeah, how the weapon type cards work, pretty much exactly like they do in Hearthstone. I'll be completely honest with you. All right, I think weapons are just kind of like a cool mechanic to have, to kind of like allow you to do various different things, but they're gonna be changed a little bit. So like in our game, like in Hearthstone, weapons only allow your hero to attack, and that's it. But in our game, I think they'll definitely have a bunch of various different effects to go along with it. What are landmarks? I will not tell you that. That's not happening. Okay, it seems like it's just all very gameplay specific questions, which I'm not currently willing to answer. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna do that yet. All right, you gotta wait a little bit longer with that. Will the lore be finished before release or after? Well, there's not gonna be such a thing as a finished lore. Right? It's gonna keep getting developed for as long as we're working on a project. The lore will continue being expanded on. Right? Okay. Alright. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing more of the project. Right? And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.